So I play guitar, I create art, I do photography, writing, and for a long time I thought I just had to pick one thing. But recently I'm starting to believe other things are true. Everyone kept telling me to pick just one thing, focus on one niche, build one audience. But what if that advice is completely wrong? What if everything you create is actually connected? And that connection is exactly what makes you unique online. That's what this video is about. If you're someone who has too many interests, you've probably felt this before. You sit down to work on your channel or your website and you freeze, because you don't know which version of yourself to show up as. The musician, the artist, the writer, the photographer. And so instead of showing up as all of them, you show up as none of them. You wait until you have figured it out, until you have one clear thing to say. But that moment really never comes, and the longer you wait, the more scattered and stuck you feel. I know this feeling because I've lived it. And I want to tell you today that the problem was never having too many interests. The problem was thinking they didn't belong together. So there's a book that changed how I think about this. It's called Show Your Work by Austin Kleon. And the core idea is simple but powerful. You don't need to wait until something is finished to share it. The process itself is worth showing. The half-finished song, the sketch that isn't quite right yet, the idea you're still figuring out. That is the content. And when I started seeing my creative life that way, everything shifted. I stopped seeing my guitar playing and my art and my writing as separate hobbies competing for my time. I started seeing them as one ecosystem, each part feeding the others. The guitar connects all the ideas together, and my YouTube channel and my website are where that ecosystem lives online. Here's what that looks like in practice. Right now, I'm not a finished musician with a polished album to share. I'm someone who is learning, experimenting and writing songs for the first time. And instead of waiting until those songs are done, I'm showing the process. The same goes for my art. I'm picking up sketching again, making pieces that are rough and imperfect and honest, and my photography, which I'm starting to explore again after a long break. None of it is finished, none of it is perfect, but all of it is real. And real is what people connect with online. Not perfection, not a polished personal brand with everything figured out. Just someone showing up honestly with everything they have. So this is something that I want to talk about because I think it gets lost in a lot of conversations about building a channel or a business online. It doesn't have to be about noise. It doesn't have to be about posting every day or chasing an algorithm or pretending you have figured everything out. It can be about something quieter and more meaningful than that. It can be about showing the beauty of what you create, about building something online that has taste and intention. And your multiple interests are not a weakness. They are your perspective. And your perspective is the one thing nobody else can replicate. The musician who always paints sees color differently. The writer who always plays guitar hears language differently. That cross-pollination of disciplines is exactly what gives your work its texture and its depth. So, how do you actually bring this together online? You start by finding that one thread that connects everything you do. And for me, that thread is creative living. Everything I make and everything I share, everything I write about comes back to that idea. Living intentionally and expressively as a human being. Your thread might be something different, but when you find it, everything clicks into one place. So here's my advice for somebody who is just starting out as a beginner creator. It's to not just pick one particular thing. Try to pick multiple different things and have one thread that connects all the dots. So it's really about building your creative ecosystem online. That way your multiple interests become basically a superpower. So let me know what kind of multiple interests you have. I'm very intrigued to know. Also, subscribe to my newsletter if you want to read some articles that I write about these topics. And I'll see you in the next one.